Texans. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Let's go, let's go.
Now the former Utah man, this is Devontae Booker. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. Now Keenum throwing on second. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. And just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. Here's Royce Freeman, the first carry for the rookie. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. Well, so much for picking it up on the ground on 3rd down. 3rd play of the drive, and this defense showing strong early.
I wonder how much of that was scouting. I wonder how much of that was a gut feeling like, okay, let's just go ahead and sell out here and get after them, thinking they're going to run the football and stuff them early, because they've now set the tone. They've set a precedent right here. If you're going to try and run the ball against us, it could be hard going throughout this game.
Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Watson now to throw. Caught here by Griffin. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston 1st down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
Now Watson.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Watson. And the Broncos get there and take him down. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that, give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
Third and long, it's Watson. Going deep for Hopkins. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
The drive starts with Devontae Booker, and he will lose yardage here back to his own 6. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
To throw on second down is Keenum. And that's complete to the tight end Hireman. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be third down. Well, he caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch, and most offenses make a living off of yards after catch. Those hidden yards that may not go into the score sheet, but they count big for moving the ball and stretching the field. Really nice open field tackle.
A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on third down conversions to start this thing. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Here's Ellington. Very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. And here comes the Texans now. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders. That
guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8 yards. Play action from Miller. Now Watson. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. First catch of the game for Hopkins. It's a first down. The Texans with the first opportunity now from the red zone. 1st and 10 right at the 20. A shotgun snap for Watson. His throw caught right around the 6. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. They'll try to run for it with Miller. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. Here's Watson. And he is going to go down. He will be sacked. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2. And they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving. Going to need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? Here's Watson. That is caught inside the 5. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. A big play, but still not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal. And this one is right through. And it's now 3-0 Texans. So still no touchdowns in the first half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal.
So maybe now the mentality changes in this game, because anytime you can get to the red zone, and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there, and then you're just looking for that big break to take you over the top.
And Denver getting set to take the field. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 14. And fantastic field position has them just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line in the red zone.
Come back, come back. Tiger. Richmond.
After the interception, here's Watson. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Von Miller in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Come back.
From the gun, here's Watson. And it's caught. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Will Fuller hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Texans will add on to their lead. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play. Now a play fake here on first down. And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. And he's brought down. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. Nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
And that is incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now a handoff. It's Freeman. And he's going to get this inside the 30. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
Love the run right there. And when you analyzed him coming out of college, when you tried to put a grade on him, you saw the flashes while he was in school. but you didn't see the full production. You didn't see the finished product. He's a little bit raw, but you can see why people liked him. Those types of runs make you think there's plenty more there, and we'll see if that continues for him.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 12. Now Keenum. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Zach Cunningham coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here. After 1st and 2nd down went backwards, it's 3rd and very long. Throwing is Keenum. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
He's got the leg, but it's no good. He missed it right, and this score will stay right where it is.
I tell you, it's not easy kicking field goals in the best of conditions. You add in a downpour like we're in right now, it makes it that much harder. And sure enough, they can't convert here.
So after the missed long field goal attempt, this offense set up nicely at the 44-yard line.
Richmond.
Watson on 1st down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. To throw is Watson. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. Dances by at the 20. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Texans will extend their lead. And nothing too crazy there. A quick slant, and then he just had a seam. He found a seam.
And when you hit it on the run like that, and I mean the pass right to the receiver who's already in motion and moving, sometimes he just takes it and runs away from everyone else.
And he ran it into the end zone. And the defense, they've got to adjust there quickly. That's tough on them.
That's really tough because everything was executed well. Ball was out of his hands quickly, into the hands of the receiver, and then he was gone.
Returning it, Carlos Henderson. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, boy.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. Back to Denver right after this.
3 down. Hey, check.
And they'll bootleg it here with Keenum. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
The Broncos on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. Here it's 3rd and 3. From the gun, it's Keenum. He's got a man. It's Sutton. That's complete. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Keenum. And his throw is incomplete. The Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu, there defensively to make the play.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
Yeah, and that play was pretty well doomed right from the start. The pressure was really affecting him. Collapsed everything in the pocket. He had to move around, try to get it downfield. Incomplete.
Here's Marquette King now. They'll boot it away from about his 35. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Richmond.
On first down, it's Watson, escaping the pressure right. He's going to let this go deep, back over the middle. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Now, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Tiger. Richmond. Come back. Richmond.
Throwing again. Watson. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick. After the interception, here's Keenum. Looking for Sanders, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the all-pro corner, Josh Norman. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10.
Come back. Tiger. Richmond. Tiger.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. It's Richardson. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. The final shot before the break. Watson going up top. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. An abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. So we have reached halftime here. It's the visitors, the Texans, out in front. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And the mile-high air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on.
He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Von Miller in there to get him, and that's sack number 12 for him on the year. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down.
Richmond.
Out of the gun, Watson. And the pressure gets to him again. Von Miller in there to drop him, and his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year. Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? Here's Watson, operating from the gun. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right. Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And he will take this all the way down to the 38-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirt.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Pass incomplete. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
The Broncos on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Out of the gun, Keenum. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up 4th.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
And McManus able to put it through. And they're on the board at least here. It's now 17-3. So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing, all right? They didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need them to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Richmond.
To throw on second is Watson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
Going to need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? Now Watson. He finds his target, Fuller. And all the way down to the 35. Watson hitting Fuller with a big one. 49 yards.
Similar to a slant, it's all about timing when you're throwing a crossing route. Quarterback and receiver have to be in sync, and when they put it on them just right and catch it full speed, running through a defense, can often result in a big pickup of yardage.
A first down carry now for Miller. And past the 30 down to about the 27. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
On 2nd down, here's Miller. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Come back, come back.
They go play action here on first down. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards, a good run there, and now 2nd and goal. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse. Yep.
And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Deshaun Watson taking it in. And the Texans will add on to their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise. Methodical, that's one of the words you've taught me, and they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that, so you really give yourself an advantage.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And coming out now, the Broncos. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal.
Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. The former #1 overall pick, Jadeveon Clowney. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Let's go, let's go.
From the gun, here's Keenum. And he's going to lose yardage here. as they will switch ends as time has run out on this third quarter of play. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin. Here's Marquette King now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. Ellington now to return it. A good return there, 17 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. And the Texans set to come onto the field. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
Now a first down throw. Watson flushed out right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Von Miller in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
Richmond.
Now Watson from the gun, he'll throw. That complete to Lamar Miller. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards on the play. Charles, you said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
Give him 3 on the play, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
But it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game.
Got a man open. It's Fuller for the Texans touchdown. Will Fuller with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And the Texans will extend their lead. The point after is good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep him warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Over the middle, it's Thomas. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Eluding the pressure right. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I feel like he's right there.
Well, you rent this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, second half, no quit in him.
0.
Out of the backfield, this is Devontae Booker. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Keenum now has hit on 7 of 17 passes, just 41%, but it's 1st and 10. And down he goes. Keenum is sacked. The 4-time All-Pro, J.J. Watt. And it'll make this a 2nd and long.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk it. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long.
He's crashing. He's 52.
From the 50, it's Keenum. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by the former first-round pick, Kevin Johnson. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
After the interception, here's Watson. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football.
On second and 10, Watson. Completion left side to Miller. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down. On first down, Watson. That is incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, fourth quarter. Maybe you do start to watch. Is the arm there, the leg's still there? This has been a tough game.
After the incomplete pass, here now is second and 10.
Tiger.
Throwing again is Watson. He's going to wind up and air it out. He's got it at the 15. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. So another score there. And often you talk about the three phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a fourth phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down. Not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit. Because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a second and 13. They'll pitch it to Booker. And not too much going there as he'll get it up to the 23-yard line. Benardrick McKinney there to make the stop.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. The Broncos on third down. Just 1 conversion in 8 tries. Not good. This is third down and 12. Shotgun snap for Keenum. And he will have a man, Demaryius Thomas. And all the way down to the 29. It's a big play. Keenum to Thomas. 48 yards. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Here's Keenum. Steps away to his left. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 11. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Facing this fourth quarter deficit, felt like they had to throw the ball, and on the other side, they were ready.
No doubt about it. They're playing situational football. They look at the clock, they know the lead that they have, and all they're doing is playing pass on every down.
Playing the pass, picking it off, and now big time in the driver's seat. A carry for Foreman, and a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. On the counter, it's Miller. And Lamar Miller. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Point after, up and good. And the lead will swell by one more. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Let's go, let's go. Hey, we got 3 down, 3 down. Right, like 20. 6 man. Check curls, check one time.
And they take a knee. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams,